Self-Petition USA provides technology-based drafting solutions. We are not a law firm and do not employ attorneys. For legal advice, always consult a licensed immigration attorney.
Imagine you're staring at a blank page,
Huh.
or maybe just that blinking cursor, right? Just a few sentences. Well, they could unlock this incredible opportunity for your future. It's definitely a high-stakes moment. Articulating your unique value, your specific contribution, it's not just important, it's kind of everything. I've always been fascinated by how many really brilliant people struggle with exactly this, especially for these big, official, life-changing applications. Like, they know their value deep down, but getting it onto paper the right way, that feels almost impossible sometimes. So today, our deep dive is going to explore one of those really pivotal moments. We're looking at a critical element of the U.S. EB-2 National Interest Waiver and the NIW immigration petition. It's officially called the Proposed Endeavor. And our mission today, it's really to unpack what this proposed endeavor actually is, why it's arguably the make or break point for a strong petition, and also how a new AI-powered tool is stepping in to help applicants really craft it perfectly. We'll look at what makes an endeavor strong versus, well, weak,
And how this seemingly small piece can actually have huge nationwide implications. Okay, let's unpack this then, this proposed endeavor. It might sound a bit like legal jargon, maybe.
It can, yeah.
but it's really just the first few sentences, right at the start of an EB-2 NIW petition. Its whole purpose is simply to tell USCIS, that's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, what your specific future plan is in the United States, what you actually aim to achieve. And this is where I think a lot of applicants hit their first big hurdle. Because here's the really crucial distinction. It's not just a description of your role or your profession or your general field.
Exactly. That's the key misunderstanding.
Instead, it has to zero in on your specific future plan, your niche maybe, the concrete actions you'll take.
Or the tools you'll use, the specific project.
Right. And USCIS looks at that really closely to see if your work is genuinely going to benefit the country.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you can really think of the proposed endeavor as the thesis statement for your whole petition.
Ah, okay. Like in an essay.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
It sets the stage for absolutely everything that comes after it. USCIS uses this core statement to assess two main points. People often call them the prongs.
Prongs, right.
So first, prong one asks, does the proposed endeavor itself have substantial merit and national importance? And here's the key thing again. USCIS is evaluating the plan and actions you, yourself, want to undertake, your specific endeavor, not just your job title.
Not just I'm an engineer.
Precisely. And then secondly, prong two looks at whether you, the petitioner, are actually well-positioned to advance that endeavor. Again, it's about your ability to carry out your specific plan, your actions, not just whether you're, generally qualified for your job.
It all comes back to that initial statement then.
It really does. It all hinges on getting that proposed endeavor right.
That makes perfect sense. So, okay, if it's the foundation, the thesis, why do so many really qualified people struggle with it? I can almost hear someone listening now thinking, but wait, my job is nationally important. I work for a huge company. We serve the whole country. How do you respond to that kind of thinking? And maybe, what are some of the surprising mistakes you've seen really smart people make right here?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's a really common misconception. We've seen this challenge up close. We've helped over 260 EB-2 NIW petitioners, either drafting the petitions or helping respond to USCIS requests for evidence.
The RFEs.
Exactly, the RFEs. And what we see again and again in those RFEs is that the struggle often comes from a kind of mindset trap. People just naturally describe their role within their company or their profession. It's what they know. They don't always step back and articulate the bigger national problem their specific work addresses.
Oh, okay. So it's about framing.
It's absolutely about framing. I worked with one applicant, brilliant software engineer, truly top-notch at their job. But their first attempt at the proposed endeavor, it focused on developing internal software for a large tech company. Now, that's valuable work, sure, for the company.
Right, but maybe not directly demonstrated broad national impact.
Exactly. It didn't clearly spell out that direct, broad benefit to the U.S. as a whole. And this initial misstep, it's actually quite significant. It stops petitioners from effectively showing substantial merit and national importance later on, and also showing that they're well-positioned to advance that specific plan. It can unfortunately lead to petitions not getting approved. The trick really is to shift the focus, to broaden the scope from, say, your desk out to the nation.
I can definitely see how those generic descriptions would just fall flat then. But for someone listening right now, maybe thinking about their own situation, how do you actually bridge that gap? What does a strong proposed endeavor look like versus a weak one? Can we make this really concrete?
Oh, absolutely. The difference is pretty stark, actually, and once you see it, it clicks. So for some really strong, impactful examples we've seen, think about things like creating AI phishing detectors to stop cyber attacks on U.S. hospital networks.
Okay, yeah, very specific problem, high stakes.
Or designing a machine learning system that predicts power grid failures before they happen.
Wow, okay, big impact potential there.
And another good one. Building an automated supply chain platform to speed up perishable goods supply delivery nationwide. You see, these aren't just job descriptions.
No, they're solutions.
Exactly. They pinpoint these high-priority U.S. challenges, securing patient data, preventing blackouts, improving food delivery, and they immediately set the stage for showing quantifiable, broad benefits later in the petition.
Got it. And then on the flip side, what about those weaker ones, the ones that tend to trigger those RFEs you mentioned?
Right. So compare those strong examples to the weaker ones. These often sound very generic or just state a professional function, like delivering back-end services for cloud software platforms.
That's like kind of vague.
Very vague. Or working as a freelance web developer specialized in SEO and marketing.
So just describing the job again.
Yep. Or even providing general IT support for small businesses. The problem with these, they just state broad, sort of regular job functions. They don't identify a critical national problem, and they don't really allow you to show quantifiable, broad benefits to the nation.
Which makes arguing for national importance really difficult later on, I imagine.
Extremely difficult. It's like the difference between saying, I drive a car versus I'm developing autonomous vehicle systems to reduce traffic fatalities nationwide.
Ah, okay. That distinction really, really clarifies it. So, given how frustrating this can be, avoiding those pitfalls, especially after hearing those weak examples, you might be asking yourself, is there an easier way? A way to frame your own contribution with that crucial national lens? And this is where things get really interesting, I think. To tackle this exact problem, this widespread issue of poorly defined proposed endeavors, a free AI-powered generator has actually been created. It's designed specifically to instantly generate options for your proposed endeavor. Some options will be, closely tied to your background. Others might be a bit more creative, maybe helping you explore angles you hadn't even thought of.
Yeah, and what's quite insightful about this tool is how it sort of demystifies a process that can feel a bit like guesswork sometimes.
Right. Takes away some of the blank page fear.
Exactly. So to get started, you basically choose one of two paths. Option A, you can select one of 18 predefined sample profiles. These cover lots of fields: engineering, product management, finance, healthcare, entrepreneurs, HR, recruiting, lots of areas.
That's good for a quick start or just to see some possibility.
Right. Or option B, which is usually more tailored, lets you upload your resume. And then you fill out a short form giving more specifics about your unique expertise.
Okay.
And from there, you get to customize the results using several tuning options. You can adjust the level of detail, for instance, control the depth and specificity, or tweak the technological advancement setting to control how tech-focused the suggestions are.
Makes sense.
You can also define the geographic scope, local, multi-state, nationwide, and specify your industry focus. So you can highlight key U.S. sectors, things like AI and automation, or maybe problem solving, scalability, partnerships, process optimization. It really guides you to think bigger, to think beyond just your current job title.
So this AI generator, it really zeroes in on that absolutely pivotal opening, doesn't it? Those first few sentences telling USCIS exactly what you plan to achieve here in the U.S.
Precisely.
It's all about getting that core narrative right from the very beginning, setting the tone for the whole petition. But, and this is really important for everyone listening, the provider of this tool, they're not a law firm.
Crucial point.
They don't provide legal advice. You, the user, you are ultimately responsible for the final content of your petition and for verifying its accuracy. You should think of it more like a powerful brainstorming assistant.
Yeah, a drafting aid.
Exactly. It's there to simplify the drafting, but the ultimate responsibility for your legal situation, for the accuracy of your petition, that still rests entirely with you. Okay, so just to recap then, a well-defined proposed endeavor isn't just some formality. It's really the crucial starting point, the pivot
for a potentially successful EB-2 NIW petition. And tools like this AI generator we discussed, they can help simplify what often feels like the hardest first step, articulating your unique national contribution. It helps you see your work not just as, a job,
but as a solution to a real national challenge. And this leads us to a pretty fascinating thought for you, the listener, to consider. Given how AI can now help distill and refine this kind of crucial high-stakes communication, for specific significant outcomes like an immigration petition, what other areas, maybe complex professional things or even personal articulation challenges, what else might be transformed by similar AI assistance in the future?
Interesting question.
And maybe what does this mean for the traditional role of human expertise in these kinds of processes? Something to think about.